In this video, we're going to walk through how to set up FTP on your Sony a9 II. But if you haven't watched our video yet on how to set up a new gallery in PicPortal, watch that first. Go to the very first page of the camera menu and select File Format. We like to set this to RAW plus JPEG so that we can send our JPEGs over FTP so it works much faster. You can also select what size image you want to send. Just remember that the smaller the image size, the faster it will send. Next, go to the second page of Network Settings and select Wi-Fi Settings. Select Access Point Set, and your camera will now look for possible Wi-Fi settings. One of the things I love about the Sony camera is it keeps your Wi-Fi access point and your FTP settings completely separate. This enables you to use different Wi-Fi connections without having to create new FTP set for each Wi-Fi access point. Select the Wi-Fi that you want to connect to and enter the password. Select OK. Next, you'll see settings for IP address setting. Leave this to auto. If this is a Wi-Fi source you plan to use frequently, such as a personal hotspot, you can set priority connection to on. Select OK. Now your camera is going to connect to the Wi-Fi source that you just set up. If it doesn't have a Wi-Fi password, you should be able to just select it and connect to it. Select OK. You may connect to Wi-Fi on location, or sometimes we have found performance to greatly improve by setting up your own Wi-Fi network. You may take your own routers to events and plug them into an Ethernet port, or use a portable hotspot or even a smartphone with a hotspot when necessary. You must be using a network that does not have a splash page. Splash pages often require authentication or acceptance of terms before a user can use the network. There is no way to interact with these on the camera. Now go back to the Network 1 menu by clicking the main menu button twice. Then click to the left, select FTP transfer function, set FTP function to on. It's going to try and connect to an FTP server, but it's going to fail because you haven't set it up yet. Select OK. Select Wi-Fi for FTP connect method, then select server setting. Here you can pick up to 9 different locations to upload to. If you plan to consistently reuse the same gallery, then you only need to set this up once. Otherwise, you'll need to do this each time you create a new live gallery that you want to send to. Click to the right and select the server slot you want to set up. Select display name and enter a display name. It can be anything like Live Gallery or PicPortal or the name that you made for the gallery online, but it doesn't have to match. Select OK. Next, select destination settings. This is where you enter the necessary information to connect to the PicPortal servers. Under host name, type in ftp.picportal.co. Select OK. Secure protocol should be set to off. Root certificate error should be grayed out. Next, set port to port number 21. This is very important that it connects through port 21 to reach our servers. Select OK. Next, select directory settings. Specify directory should be left blank. Directory hierarchy should be set to standard. Same file name should be set to overwrite. Select OK. Next, select user info settings. This is where you enter the username and password for the gallery that you set up on your PicPortal account. Once you've entered your username and password, click OK. Then click OK again on this menu. This will bring you back to the main server page where you can see the list of servers. Make sure the server that you want is selected by clicking the dot next to it. Then click OK at the bottom of the page. Now your camera is going to connect to the Wi-Fi settings that you set up and the server that we just set up and combine them to connect to our server. It says connected at the bottom, and that means you're connected to the server, but we're not done yet. Click to the right to go to the second menu of the FTP function menu. You can save FTP settings to a card so that you can easily transfer FTP settings from one camera to another. You can also select to send all images from a selected date or from your card to PicPortal. Lastly, you can see how many images have been sent from your camera. Go to the third menu of the FTP transfer function menu. This is where you can choose if you want the camera to send every image you take by turning the auto trans when shot to on. I personally leave this off. I find it best to only send my best images to my live galleries. Next, you can select if you want to send both RAW and JPEG, RAW only, or JPEG only. That is up to you. We use JPEG only, as we usually shoot RAW plus JPEG for this reason, because we need to send images fast during events. Sending a RAW file can take a long time and is not efficient nor needed in the moment. I keep FTP power save to off, so it keeps your connection going. I haven't noticed much impact on the battery life. I set up the FN button on the back of my camera as the FTP transfer button to use when I want to send an image. You can set up any button to do this. I did this by going back to the main menu, go to the second menu with the purple camera, go to page 9, and select Custom Key with the play button. Select the second option and set this to FTP transfer one image. Once that is all set and your Wi-Fi is connected, you should be able to push the FN button when you are reviewing your images and it will start to send. When reviewing your images, press the FN button. When the FTP is solid white in the top right corner of your screen, it is connected. When the FTP with the up arrow is white in the top right corner of your screen, it is uploading. When the FTP with the up arrow is orange in the top right corner of your screen after you have tried sending, it is not connected to Wi-Fi. You will need to try and reconnect to Wi-Fi. When the FTP with the up arrow is flashing white in the top right corner of your screen, it is trying to connect. When an image is in the process of uploading, you will see two circular arrows next to the FTP logo in the top left of your screen. When you see a check mark next to the FTP on the top left of your screen, the image has been sent successfully. And that's it, you're all set up. Now you can send images right from your camera to an online gallery through PicPortal. Be sure to practice this at home a couple of times before you go shoot at events, as it can get kind of stressful sometimes, especially if connection cuts out, if you're having trouble sending, if you can't get your Wi-Fi to work. These are all things that will happen in real life and at events, so just make sure you're prepared for them. Make sure you can set this up from scratch, make sure you can change your Wi-Fi settings, and if you even need to, make sure you can set up a new gallery on the fly. If you're having trouble with your camera, try restarting it and definitely make sure you have the latest firmware update. If you have any other questions, please email us at picportalco@gmail.com.